Hey everyone, Jason Cabot here. Discover how Calvin's 2 showers a day boost his well-being.
Trained therapist, consultant, and speaker. Calvin, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me, Jason.
So, Calvin, you help take care of a lot of people, which we'll get into later on. But how do you take care of yourself? A lot of times, people who give and give and give, a lot of times they forget like to take care of themselves, right? So, how do you make sure you take time to take care of yourself, whatever taking care of yourself means?
It's kind of interesting. It's gonna sound weird, right? But like I recently discovered the magic of taking 2 showers a day. Right. And what I mean by that is in the mornings, before I start working, so if I take a shower, and this is after like I come back from the gym and everything like that. But then after I'm done, right, with seeing clients, talking with folks and everybody like that, or before I go to bed, I take another shower and I feel so refreshed afterwards, right? I don't know. Well, I guess I do have an idea as to why, right? Like it's being a therapist and working with folks, right? Hearing all these different stories and whatnot. I mean, it's kind of given that you will also be impacted, right, by what it is that you are, hearing and experiencing, right? But what's helpful is at the end of the day, it's almost like a ritual, right? Being able to kind of cleanse and wash off all these things that you've had to kind of take on from other folks, right? So that's definitely one. Another thing too I like to do, I'm thankful that I've got some friends who I think are pretty cool, who have host a whole bunch of other events and stuff in the community, right? So gives me a chance to go out there and actually, kind of meet and engage with people that don't have to do with my work, right? Like AKA seeing clients, coming in who are willing to, trying to share their traumatic experience and things like that. So, going out in the community, actually meeting regular people, right, as they're going about their lives, and just talking about, hey man, how's your week going, right? Yeah, man, my boss is going crazy. I'm like, yeah, bro, that's crazy having a boss, huh? Yeah. So like, just being able to go out in the community is definitely something too that kind of helps to just rejuvenate me and refresh me as well too. So,
So, where do you get the 2 showers a day thing from? Do you get it from somebody or you just picked it up?
so how did it even start? That's a good question. I think one day I was just like, man, I am tired, right? Like, and this was before, um, I was going to bed and stuff like that. And I was like, I remember one time, just off a whim, I was like, man, I feel kind of gross. I think I like gone to the gym actually later on during that day, right? So usually I go to the gym in the mornings, but this time I think I went to the gym at like 7 or 8 p.m. or something like that. And I was like, all right, I'm not gonna go to bed sweaty and everything like that, right? Let me just take a shower, right? Right before I go to bed. Yeah, and I was like, okay, that's kind of nice. The next day I tried it again. I was like, yo, wait a minute. Something's up. And this was after I was done work, right? Like, wait a minute. This actually feels kind of nice. And then, I think I also just looked into it, right? Like the ritual of like, and what other therapists also do to kind of help with self care. I did see somebody have posted, like, yeah, I just take a shower. Like, okay, let me try that. So started doing that. And honestly, in terms of like, especially, you know, uh, during Seattle winters, right? How cold and gloomy it can get, right? It definitely has been helpful to, kind of help curb that a little bit, that gloominess and stuff. So yeah, I was just off a whim. I went to the gym at the wrong time and I discovered the magic of showers.
You know who Al Roker is? This weatherman for NBC News, stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So he's a big proponent of 2 showers a day.
Oh, really?
And one time he was on his show, like doing stuff, and he like kind of went all in on his guest host, right? You only shower once a day, like so you're telling me you're here all day long in New York City, the subway, you go home to go to bed. Like what's wrong with you?
Right.
How gross are you, right?
Right.
Wow, especially like being in Seattle, like kind of grimy. And
Mm-hmm.
my thing is like, I take 2 showers a day. Sometimes I'll be so tired I get home, right?
That's
And then the wife are like, "You're nasty. Like, stay on that side of the bed. Like, what do you? Don't come over here.
uh-huh.
At least jump in the shower and like run some water over your nasty body or something."
Right, right. No, I definitely heard about that. Like, you smell like outside or, you're bringing outside into the bed. And yeah, and I'll be real, like, for that, I usually just took a shower in the morning, right, before I start my day and just kind of go. But kind of realized, like, no, there is actually a good point to that, right?
Mm.
Like, before you actually lay back down in the bed, it's like a ritual. You
Yeah,
cleanse yourself of everything that you've just gone through and experienced during this day. And then you go back and lay in bed because bed is supposed to be where you refresh,
yeah.
rejuvenate, right?
Not supposed to,
So
not supposed to work in your bed or
exactly,
do anything that's relax. Yeah.
exactly. So to honor that space, cleanse yourself, and then enter that space and go off into dreamland.
But I'm sure there's probably some environmentalists out there listening. It's like, no, only 1 shower a week. You waste of
Well,
water, right?
I mean, I
You know?
can't. Would it be stanky in the bed? Sure. I don't know, but
Do you ever take cold showers?
no, I heard about those.
I've tried to do it sometimes. I would be distant like 10, 20 days in a row and like, man, I got to add some warmth to my water,
Nah,
right?
bro.
They all say that like health benefits and all this stuff you hear on the internet and
Mhm.
all these medical people say it's so great for you, but man, there's sometimes you need a hot shower.
I'm gonna say this.